Hello, you're watching Encore. Thanks for joining us. Coming up, Barack and Michelle Obama's first date, young Parisians on a mysterious mission, and we remember the pure imagination of comedy legend Gene Wilder.
And you'll be in a world of pure imagination.
I just want to do more.
Yeah, so do I. I wonder if I can write books or hold a position of influence in civil rights.
Politics?
Maybe.
And to talk about that and lots more, I'm joined by France 24 film critic Lisa Nesselson. Hello, Lisa. Good to see you. Now, the curtain's gone up on the Venice Film Festival, which signals the beginning of the film festival season and the start of the long race to the Oscars. Plenty of movies jostling for the Golden Lion. Which ones should we be looking out for?
Oscars? What are those?
Never heard of those.
The beauty of a major film festival is that nobody's seen the movies yet. They're predominantly world premieres, but of course there are things that sound very interesting at the world's oldest film festival. This is the 73rd edition. It opens with Damien Chazelle's new film, La La Land, which Damien Chazelle, you may recall, burst on the scene with Whiplash, which was about the trials and tribulations of a would-be drummer, and this also has a substantial musical component. We have Jackie, about young Jackie Kennedy, That's All I Know, by Pablo Larraín, and I am very much looking forward to it just because I like the title. A Croatian-Denmark co-production called Quit Staring at My Plate.
Well, it all sounds very exciting. Well, next up is a film I'm itching to see, one that tells the story of a young man and a young woman on their first date in Chicago in the summer of 1989, Southside With You, it's called, but it's been renamed First Date here in France. But it's not just any first date. It's the story of a young Barack Obama and a young Michelle Obama, then Michelle Robinson. Is this the ultimate date movie or what?
Absolutely suitable for attending with the significant other or would-be significant other of your choice. One thing that's fun about this movie is that, like Marty McFly and Back to the Future, we have the advantage of knowing that these two people, practicing lawyer Michelle Robinson and summer intern Barack Obama, who was then still a student at Harvard, are going to end up together in the White House. But they have no idea. This is a very leisurely movie, also a sweet one, and it's very, very well cast. Let's take a look. This is an early scene, plus we'll hear from the actor who plays Mr. Obama.
You're late.
I was hoping you wouldn't notice.
It's okay. I expected it. You were late for your first day of work.
You noticed that too.
Yeah. I'm your advisor. I'm supposed to notice. Should we?
Oh, yeah. Car's down this way. All set? I think he and I are quite a bit alike in the sense that I've heard that he doesn't get nervous.
Well, they certainly did a good job of picking someone who looks like Barack Obama. Now, Lisa, I know that you're from Chicago. Does the film make good use of the city?
It does indeed, right down to an ice cream parlor that today bears a plaque stating that the future first couple got cones there. Wow. Something the movie does very nicely is to show people who are ignorant and might think that the south side of Chicago is a scary place with a predominantly population of people predominantly with dark skin, that there are hard-working people, some of them with real destinies, living all over the city, wonderful, hardworking people. The running joke is that because Michelle is Barack's superior at the law office, she finds it completely inappropriate for him to ask her out, as in on a date. So as far as she's concerned, they're just going to a movie. That's all there is to it. And she keeps saying, this is not a date. This is not a date. Stop saying that. He does some sneaky maneuvering, takes her to an art exhibit. We see his charisma and the powers that will, in fact, contribute to his future political career. And as they get to know each other. We get glimpses of their respective backgrounds, what their ambitions are. We also see that Barack is a smoker and that his car actually has a hole in the floorboards, but it shows us that absolutely anybody can grow up to be president in the United States of America, preferably somebody smart with charisma.
Okay, well, let's move on from real people intent on making the world a better place to fictional characters intent on shaking things up right here in Paris. Bertrand Bonello's Nocturama is out this week in France and it will be shown at the San Sebastian and Toronto film festivals. Tell us more.
Well, I saw this film at a press screening the first week in July, so almost 2 months ago, and it is still rattling around in my head. I cannot stop thinking about it. My great regret is that most people won't be able to experience it as I did, which was knowing absolutely nothing about it except the title and the director's name. Ideally, my entire review would go something like this. A group of young French people think it's a good idea to do what should be unthinkable. See it.
Well, I have to say, when I saw the trailer, it is very, very mysterious indeed, and I just couldn't work out what was going on. But I do need to know more, Lisa. So why are you so reluctant to go into details?
Well, I think it's my job. The first 20 minutes or so are captivatingly mysterious. Half a dozen young people who may or may not know each other are taking public transportation. If you know the outline of Paris's metro system, you'll see that it's spatially rather superb. They grabbed a lot of these shots on the fly. These people are from different ethnic backgrounds, walks of life. Their faces are young and unlined. They're not frivolous or fun-loving. They're on some sort of mission, but what it is anybody's guess.
Okay, well, do we know what their motivation is?
Not really, and that's what makes the movie compelling. Here is the writer-director giving his take on that.
They aren't out to do bottomless harm. They have a point to make about contemporary France and its symbols.
It's simply a given they share. Society needs to wake up, but society is unlikely to read their actions quite the way they do. They have no stated ideology, certainly not a religious one. There doesn't appear to be a leader pulling the strings or giving orders. Their detachment, refreshingly, is not brought on by brainwashing or drugs or terrible childhoods or any of the customary culprits, because we see that they have jobs, romantic partners, and are integrated into society in all the standard ways. They've done something irreparable, and it looks as if they're going to get away with it if they can just wait out the evening together in a central Paris location. They have no intention of being martyrs. Their plan, which they believe to be both ingenious and airtight, is to carry out their objectives, live to secretly luxuriate in their communal accomplishment. I love this movie. I think it's an important film as well as being a splendid cinematic object, and the cast is half trained actors, half absolute newcomers. They're all memorable and convincing. See it.
Wow, well, it sounds very intriguing indeed, Lisa. Also out this week is Divine, a French film that's getting a lot of attention.
That's because it's this year's winner of the Golden Camera, the Camera d'Or, which is awarded at Cannes by a special jury every year to the best first film by a first-time filmmaker presented at the festival. It was co-written and directed by a woman, Huda Ben-Mina, and I'm always happy when a woman succeeds in getting a film made. This one is the story of two incredibly close teenage friends from a disadvantaged suburb of Paris. Feisty Dunya and the more even-keeled Mamounia are best friends. Dunya lives with her immature single mother in a sort of trailer park, and her Mamounia lives with her mom and dad, and her dad is a lay preacher in the Muslim community. The girls have energy to burn, but not a lot of prospects. They take a course together that's supposed to teach them how to come across well in a job interview, and Dunya is so impatient and disrespectful that she ends up getting kicked out of it, and she says, I am going to make so much money so fast, it's going to make your head spin. So she has ambition. She ends up working for Rebecca, the local drug kingpin, who is one very scary chick. I know it's just a movie, but I'm scared of her. She meets a handsome young man who's a security guard at the shopping center where she does most of her shoplifting, and he's a talented dancer. His goal is to get out of that neighborhood and be picked for a local dance troupe. Of these four main characters, only one will make real progress. Let's take a look.
Tu veux quoi?
Elle est là, Rebecca?
Rebecca? Rebecca, pour toi.
Tu veux quoi?
Well, that film is definitely on my list of films to see. What did you think of the film?
Honestly, I really didn't like it very much. It's ambitious, the performances are fearless, but it wasn't something that made me as involved in the characters' lives as I would have liked to be. I do think it will be popular with young women who may go for the hard-nosed assertiveness of the female characters. I guess my threshold for stupid behavior and vulgarity is kind of dropping with age. The director called her film Divine, the divine ones, because she looks upon these young women as goddesses. And on the basis of this film, I'm not that excited to see her next movie, but I wish her well, and I applaud French public television for helping to fund stories like this and keep the conversation about discrimination going.
Okay. Right. Well, finally, he touched our hearts and tickled our funny bones. American actor and writer Gene Wilder passed away this week, aged 83. Lisa, many people remember him as the charming Candyman in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. What was your favourite Gene Wilder film?
That would be a toss-up between two, I think. He plays in Woody Allen's Everything You Wanted to Know About Sex, But Were Afraid to Ask, as a doctor who becomes romantically involved with a sheep. And, of course, he was unforgettable in The Producers as a very nervous straight-arrow accountant who gets roped into an extremely dodgy proposition to fund a Broadway show. He started out as a stage-trained actor. In fact, he was in Brecht's Mother Courage with Anne Bancroft, who was Mel Brooks's future wife, and that's where he first saw them, and they went on to make 3 wonderful comedies together, The Producers, Blazing Saddles, and Young Frankenstein. And he also represents an era when Jewish comics, comedians, and creators really, really ruled the roost in America. Woody Allen, Mel Brooks, and he was part of that. Jerry Lewis, of course. So it really set the tone for a certain kind of comedy in America.
Okay, thanks very much for that, Lisa. That was Lisa Nesselson, our film critic. Right, we'll leave you with a clip of Gene Wilder as the much-loved character Willy Wonka. For more arts and culture, check out our website and connect with us on social media. Stay tuned to France 24, lots more coming up after this.
If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world. There's nothing to it.